Good evening, welcome again to Sowing the Bourbon. Charlie, you want to tell them what we're doing tonight?
I am going to tell them what we're doing. Tonight, we have a wonderful offering from Lux Row Distillery. It is their double single barrel 4-grain. Boom.
All right, Lux Row 4-grain double single barrel.
It makes sense when you really think about it.
Does it?
No.
Does it really?
But it does.
Is it a twice barreled? Is it a what the heck is this?
Is it double oaked? Is it triple barrel? So let's
tell them.
Let's tell them.
Right.
Tell them what it is.
So this is a combination of 2 single barrels of Lux Row's wheated and rye mash bill. So you got this barrel here, it's a wheated mash bill. This barrel here, it's a rye mash bill. And they pour them in together and make one hopefully beautiful bourbon.
So it's not a single barrel. It's 2 barrels that make a single barrel. So it's not
double single barrel.
It's a double single barrel. You just have to think about it like a weirdo. That's what it is.
Well, that's easy for you. So, all right. So I believe, and I don't know this 100% for sure, so I believe the rye mash bill is 68, 20, 12. No. Or is that the wheated?
No, that's, I mean.
No, that's the wheated. So it's 68% corn.
20 wheat, 12%
rye. The wheated mash bill,
the rye
78%.
mash bill is 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. Here is why we're laughing, is I like Lux Row. We've done episodes on Lux Row. We did their previous offering, which was another double barrel.
It was a double barrel 12-year.
Correct.
It was a bourbon though.
It was a bourbon. This is starting to, it's somewhat confusing.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But what we're hoping is we can persevere through and the contents of the bottle will be good.
We will. And this is a 4-year-old. So step back from the 12.
A little bit.
A little bit. So the 12-year double single barrel that they released. The 12-year
double single barrel
was a Kentucky only, distillery only release. That was so popular.
Very popular.
They wanted to make something that was
great pour. Great pour.
Very good. They wanted to make something that was more accessible, more widely available. Hence, I picked this bottle up at my local Meijer store.
How much was it, Glenn?
$79.99.
$79.99 for a 4-year double single 4-grain barrel.
That's what it is. So we'll see if it's worth it, right?
We will.
Charlie's not a huge fan of wheated mash bills, so
not typically. But Lux Row, a lot has happened with Lux Row in the last calendar year. They were recently acquired
by MGP
out of Lawrenceburg. Big fans. So they got that going for them.
They do. And Lux Row is a great place to visit.
Beautiful.
If you're ever in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Beautiful campus. It really is. And they've got some great offerings. Old Ezra 7-year barrel proof, one of my favorites.
Old Ezra Rye, which I still have a bottle that we're holding on to that we've been wanting to do an episode on for a long time, and for whatever reason we just haven't done it. So before we get started here, I need to give a shout out to a Mr. Kelly McDaniel, who is with Republic National Distributors. I was in the local Meijer store the other day.
Great.
And I happened to find this bottle, and we got to talking, and he was like, hey, anything you're looking for? And I was like, not particularly, other than the Maker's Mark Cellar Age, which of course is not out yet. He said, would you be interested in a 4 Roses barrel strength single barrel that I have in the back? And I was like, yes, of course I would be. So he went back and kindly got me that. So
what a great
just wanted to give him a shout out.
So great.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Great color.
Yeah, it's nice amber color.
It's darker than I anticipated for a 4-year. What proof is this, Glenn?
It's 115. So there's 45,000 of these bottles.
Only 45,000?
Only 45,000. I'm getting cinnamon.
Brown sugar and cinnamon.
Yep.
Yeah. Brown sugar, cinnamon, burnt sugar. Like really, there's a little alcohol in the nose, but not a lot.
Pretty pleasant.
I'm kind of excited.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'll let you go first.
All right. So it's a little bit hot.
It's a little hot.
It's interesting though. I immediately get the rye spice. I get some of that cinnamon. Get some of the classic bourbon flavors, but I also, there's a nice sweetness that kind of sits in the background. And it kind of finishes it off.
I don't disagree with anything that you said, but I'm going to have a second drink.
I love that cinnamon.
I do really love the nose. I think the nose is actually messing with my palate a little bit because it's so cinnamon and sugar. You anticipate it to come through on the palate, and it doesn't have that cinnamon.
A little bit, just a tad, but not. It's not overwhelming like the nose is.
I mean, it's has a lot of like dark chocolate, tobacco. I don't want to say a bitterness. There's not. It's like sweet and bitter. Like it's kind of sweet on the front.
It's a little
it kind
bit
of has
bitterness.
that bitterness on the finish, but it's not unpleasant.
No, it's got a really light mouthfeel.
It really does. But 4 years old.
Right.
I don't know. I'm really kind of conflicted on this bottle because when I see that bottle, it is ingrained in my brain the double barrel 12 year. And I love that bottle. And I love it. I think it's a great offering. And I just don't know if $80, which I'm not going to talk about the bourbon economy because
Sure.
I said I'd stop. But if, yes, it's a single barrel, a double single barrel, and a 4 grain, and all these things, and a beautiful bottle. But is it worth $80 for a 4-year-old bourbon?
That's the big question, right?
I'm really kind of conflicted on it because it's good, but I don't know. I'm really kind of conflicted. I think I'm going to have to revisit this and kind of think on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be a little bit more straightforward. I don't dislike this. I like it. It's a nice bourbon. But I don't necessarily think it's an $80 bottle.
Yeah.
There aren't many 4-year-old bourbons that are, a blend of, I don't know, call it what you want.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blend.
Well, I'll give you a great comparison. I picked up a bottle a week ago, lucked into it at Sam's Club here local. It's a 4 Roses, single barrel proof, 10 years, 6 months, and it was $70, $69.99. So if that's what kind of you're competing with, now again, I know that that was just dumb luck and stumbled upon it, but I don't know. 4 years old.
Rate it.
That's not terrible. I mean, it's a drinkable bottle of bourbon. I do think it's a little overpriced. I think it's a little hot for its age. I understand what they're doing and what they're trying to do. I'd give it a 6.75.
So like you said, it's a little hot. I'm getting a little bit of heartburn. It's 115 proof. It's 4 years old, so that's kind of expected. It delivers on what your average bourbon drinker is looking for in that range, but it's tough to justify $80 for this bottle. I want to love it because I like Lux Row. It's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta love the presentation. I'm right there with you. I'd go probably a 6.5.
I think that putting it in that bottle and following the double barrel,
That's
the
tough.
12-year.
Which when I texted you earlier today and told you what we were doing, I said, do you still have the open bottle of the 12-year-old? I said, maybe we should, taste them see which one's better, which one do you think would be better? But they're so different, you know. One's just a classic bourbon, one's a bourbon, a high rye bourbon and a wheat blend. The other one is not.
Yeah, just such different animals.
Yeah.
And again, the price point.
But that's what you're going to compare it to, right? That's the bottle you're going to compare it to.
Yeah, because that's the addition, and it's a double barrel, and you know, I get it, I understand it. I just I like the other one better. I like the other
I'm
one
with you. And I don't hate it. I'll drink it.
Yeah,
I'll enjoy it.
it's a good drink. It may be very good.
Would I buy it again for $80? No.
I would not buy it for $80. No, not after drinking it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fine, but not for $80. I mean, if you're looking for a great, I mean, again, the bottle is great. You know, 4-grain mash bill on the side, and it talks all about it. And I mean, it's beautiful. But you know, there are better offerings and better stuff out there for $80. And
Yeah, it's
young.
once again, I just tried it again.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's young and it's hot. Maybe it'll open up after being open for a little while. It's fresh pop. That happens. But we'll revisit. Maybe we'll do a little
Young and
60-second
hot.
review.
You want your women that way. You don't want your bourbon that way.
Not gonna comment on that. So, yeah. All right, Glenn.
Tell them what.
You tell them what to do. No, you tell them. Tell them what to do.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell so you get notified when we drop new episodes of this
Exciting,
wonderful,
hard-hitting
awesome content.
episodes like you've just watched.
Yes.
Follow us on our socials. Glenn, tell them about our socials.
So into Bourbon on Facebook, on Instagram, Whiskey Realtor on TikTok. Charlie,
I'll tell them.
finish it off.
You got to keep your wallets loose and your bungholes tight. Good night, everybody.
Peace out. Night.
Tonight we have a wonderful limited edition offering from Lux Row Distillery, the Lux Row 4-grain.
You forgot something, Charlie.
Double single barrel 4-grain. Double single barrel 4-grain.
Try that again.
All right. Tonight we have a wonderful offering from Lux Row Distilling Company. It is the double barrel 4-grain. Is that what it's called or
That's
not?
good enough. I like it.
Double single barrel. Double single barrel. All right, do it again.
Good evening. Welcome again to So Into Bourbon. Charlie, what are we doing tonight? Are you high?
I wish.
I think. In other news,
President Kennedy was shot tonight in Dallas, Texas. The would-be assassin. Sorry.
what's frequency count?
12. Are we recording? All right, I'm ready to do it professionally now.
Good evening. I'm Glenn Hockersmith, and this is my YouTube channel. It's called So Into Bourbon. Tonight, we are doing Lux Row.
Keep going, baby. You're doing great.
I couldn't get it
Oh
either.
my gosh, it was so great. I was just letting you go, and I was so, like, I was biting my lip. That was so awesome. You're doing great.
I screwed it up.
Oh
too.
my gosh, that was awesome.
Double, 4-grain double single barrel. All right, here we go. We're gonna get it right this time.
We're normally much more professional than this. Lux Row, take 2. Action.